Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here. I wanted to come on and talk about how your hormones can change throughout the day. Now, one of the things that I talk about a lot is how the female body shifts and changes throughout the month and, like how your hormones are different every week of the month. Super fun stuff. I have info in my book, The Female Fat Solution, on how to eat for your hormones in your cycle, and the Female Menopause Solution for women after you are done having your cycle. So there's lots of great info there, but when you look at the day, oh look, I didn't mark down. I was so excited to start this. I didn't mark down here. Like this would be on waking. This is like morning time, afternoon, and this is evening. This is not exactly measured correctly. Right? I'm doing my best with my art, which is a graph, yes. But how do your hormones change throughout the day? The main one I wanted to focus on right now is cortisol. This hormone shifts a lot throughout the day. And if it is off, it can really impact a lot of things in your system, and you might not even realize it. So when we look at cortisol, cortisol is a necessary response in your system. You are supposed to have cortisol, a certain amount in your body throughout the day. And if you don't have enough, or if you have too much, it can cause a lot of issues. So normally when you wake up, you should have a mid-level of cortisol in your system. This is the amount that's built up overnight while you're sleeping. So you have enough cortisol to bing, wake you up, alert your system, get you out of bed, all that good stuff. If you are waking up and your system has too much cortisol up here, it might feel like you're waking up in a panic attack mode, like fight or flight response and everything else. That is super hard to come back from all day. Like it can really offset you for the rest of the day. If you, I'm gonna make this one orange. If you are waking up and you have like below level cortisols, you can feel like a zombie mode for a long time, right? Now I'm going to draw some examples of some things, and this is what we see when I look at the Dutch test. So we test your hormones and see how your body and system is responding, see how a lot of things happen. Kim, that's me. I can't wait to fix that. Yes, right? But if you are looking at taking care of this issue and getting it settled for you, I'm going to put a link here to work with me in a one-on-one setting. And you get a Dutch test, there's a gut health test, a gut microbiome test. We really dive into a lot of things specifically for you to make sure we're addressing the right things, right? So waking up in a panic attack mode or being a zombie, right? Okay. Now, if you wake up in this extreme mode, right, the next thing here that's supposed to happen is that if you're having a mid-level, then that level is supposed to rise. And you'd be like, okay, here we go. I'm doing things for the day. Up and at 'em. Yeah. And feeling good and energized. The most productive time of the human's brain for the day is that morning-ish time, right? I think the last, research that I read on it, it's anywhere from like 8 to 11. That's like the most productive, brain time for people. So that's this time right here, right? Cortisol levels should be at a certain point there, right? Now, if you are one of those people who you're like, okay, I woke up in this panic attack mode and my body crashes after that, it can plummet here. And now, even though this is technically within a normal range, the black lines are the normal range, see how it's coming down? That's a really hard response for your system. Really, really hard. Now, if you're one of those people where you wake up and it's really below range here, a lot of times you don't even get it going. So you're just kind of flatlined here. Never really feel like you're getting anywhere, right? Now, after it rises, it's supposed to come down in the afternoon. I mean, you're not supposed to feel completely exhausted, but you should not having as much energy as you did 4 hours ago is a normal body response, right? Sometimes you can get more energy by being more active or doing other things, shifting gears. For a lot of people, like ending the workday, doing other things, you just kind of get moving more than like say sitting at a desk, and it's easier to watch that. But it should go up and then come down here. If your system though is coming down right here, sometimes it can plummet lower because your system is just having such a hard time. Boom. I've seen that. Also, I actually went over somebody's Dutch this week where her levels were just like this the whole time. Never really even got in the normal range. Everything was just below line, flat line, bleh. Your system's never really getting going, right? And then in the evening, those levels, again, still should be within range, but should come down. That helps your body wind down at night, right? It helps your body wind down at night and lets you prepare to like sleep, rest, and have like your circadian rhythms work properly, right? Your cortisol pattern and your circadian rhythms during the night are very closely related. But if your levels here all of a sudden start skyrocketing again, like your body's revving up to, whatever, you can actually feel exhausted. You can feel exhausted. Like my body's tired, but you try to go to sleep and your brain just won't turn off no matter what you do. This is the thing that happens for a lot of women. And again, when you have this wonky pattern, right? Or you have even like it's flatline pattern, and the stinker of it is that both of the things that are like this can make you feel like this. So if you're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling a lot of these things and some other things, I wonder if it's this one or this one. It could be this for you or it could be this for you. We don't know. That's why we do the Dutch test. That's why we look and see what your system needs, because for some women, really focusing on a sleep routine is actually one of the most helpful things to get your body to turn around. I had this case, this gal, super high stress job. She's like, I'm used to it. I've been in this position for a long time, all these things, but could not lose weight to save her life. Like it wouldn't happen, right? And we did all these things and we started making some progress. She was feeling better and you were really working on a lot of things. And finally I was like, listen, your sleep is like the biggest thing that's holding things back. And she had a 2-week vacation coming up and she was like, I'm going to totally unplug and I'm just going to totally rest, all this stuff. She lost like 6 pounds on vacation, eating things like that were, off plan or whatever it was. And it wasn't about the food as much as it was about her body resting. Crazy, right? But her system had a chance to shift and change what it was doing cortisol-wise really when she was on vacation versus being in this high-stress job and having this whoosh, skyrocket here and here. It's amazing, right? It's amazing, right? So the hard thing is that if you're the red line or the orange line here, it's hard to tell unless we know, because you can still feel this fatigue, and you can have fatigue at different points of the day than somebody else, right? Decreased muscle tone. It can be harder for you to build and maintain muscle, or be like doing a workout. Oh, especially this one, doing a workout. And then even if you're like, gosh, man, I just took the dog for a walk and I'm like sore from it. That doesn't seem right. Nope, not right. Trouble sleeping, either falling asleep or staying asleep. Those are really hard things. Weight loss resistance. This piece specifically, especially when we're looking at the cortisol issue, what I find, this is super fun, is that it actually specifically is related to how your body is burning carbohydrates, how it's utilizing that energy, and the fact that it can't. And it almost is like, it's like it doesn't matter what you eat, your body's going to hold on to it anyway. Like you could eat celery all day or cookies all day, and your body's going to react the same. I know. Brain fog can be a part of it too, like just not feeling as mentally sharp, because that plays a role as well. Cortisol plays a role. Now there's more things here as well, right? And you don't have to have every single one. That's also the hard thing, is that depending on what your levels do, maybe your levels start too high and just plummet the rest of the day. Maybe yours start too low and come up. There's a lot of different variations of this pattern that I see. And your experience probably means that your pattern is different than one of the ones that I've shown as an example here. So this is why it's so important to understand what your body's going throughout the day and how your hormones are shifting throughout the day, because there's some very specific things to do for this versus this, right? Even though you might be feeling a certain way and having this weight loss resistance, it's a very different thing to work with this versus this level, and it matters. So many women spend time and effort and energy looking for a specific thing, yet I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and this worked for the other person and all these other things. Great, but unless you're getting the specific thing for you, it's not going to move you forward. That's the kicker. That's the kicker. I tell ya. I can't wait to get the Dutch test being delivered tomorrow. Yes, Erica, Dutch test delivered tomorrow. I love my carbs. I love carbs too. Carbs are so important. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad this is helpful. Yes. Good. Okay. Yeah, I know, right? It is a huge thing to go through to make sure that you're getting the right thing for you. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Please let me know if you have any other questions, though. Other resources I have for you are my podcast, The Female Health Solution, and then my YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that to stay updated on all the videos I have coming out. So, yeah. All right, cortisol. Let me know if you have other questions, or if you want me to dive into something specifically here, or if you want more on like sleep stuff or other things that can help rev your metabolism more. Again, rev metabolism, right? Let me know. I can always do a video on that. So have a great rest of your night, you guys, and I will see you later.